What's up guys, Jimmy Chang here with Andrew, and today we are going to be reviewing the Varla Eagle One Pro, a flagship scooter by Varla that comes in two different options, blue and red, and we're going to be going over the differences between the two.
We started out with the blue one that comes with mechanical disc brakes. They did change the blue one to be offered in two flavors, mechanical disc brake and hydraulic disc brakes, but the biggest differences that we've seen is the color scheme between the red and the blue, and a few different things that they changed on here. We complained about the kickstand before not having a bottom, so it was hard to get with your foot down. It's still not easy, but it's a lot easier than it was before.
There's no way to get it out.
Yeah, you can get it, but yeah, it's pretty painful.
On this one, it's just really pointy, pretty much gonna scratch anything you put it on. They released the first version with only mechanical disc brakes. A lot of people complained. I'm glad they listened, and now they've got Zoom hydraulic disc brakes on here, which are much better. The other big difference is the color scheme. When you come down here, if you look at the neck of the scooter, this one is black on the red and black version, and this one is a silver color.
We also have some additional branding here.
There's no branding at all on the steering pole. If you look at this one, it has Varla written on it.
I actually prefer without the branding. I think it looks cleaner because this is actually just a really cheap decal.
The tires are the same, they're 11 by 4 inches. But the one biggest thing that I'm looking forward to seeing about this scooter is if this shakes at high speeds. The blue one, I had really big issues. Anytime I'd go over 35 miles per hour, the front tire was smacking and it was creating some shimmy and shaking, and it just wasn't really a great ride. But we'll see if the red one does the same thing.
All in all, similar scooter, NFC card reader, same power, the same type of suspension, same type of tires, but there are some key differences as Andrew talked about. We are going to gear up and then we're going to see how the red performs because we were kind of not too impressed with the blue. Let's gear up and let's go ride. Here we are on the Varla Eagle One Pro, the red version. Earlier, Andrew had the choice, blue pill or red pill. He chose the red pill. There are some major differences that hopefully will alter the way that the ride feels compared to the blue, because the blue was kind of lackluster. We weren't super impressed by the blue.
On all scooters, the left side is always the rear brake, but on this one, it's the front brake. I'm really glad that I was testing it out. The right one is the rear brake on this version, and the left is the front brake. And that's really dangerous.
Okay, so we've been out ripping around. Tell us what you don't like about it.
Definitely switching the brake levers is a big no-no. You really want them opposite of your throttle for your rear brake. The reason why is because all throttles are on the right side for scooters. When you go to do an emergency braking, you definitely don't want to be grabbing all your front brake. These thumb throttles really aren't great at low speeds. It's the same thing with the Cabo Mantis King GT, Cobble Wolf King GT, Nami. These thumb throttles at a little bit of a lower speed just feel kind of awkward. This isn't really on them. We get brake discs that get bent on shipping all the time, but you can hear that rubbing in the rear right now. It's like, so that's another thing. But I can't really slam them on that because I get that on about 30% of the scooters.
Let's go ahead and take it on a speed run. We'll see how fast we can get it going, and let's see if those speed wobbles, they were pretty bad on the blue one, right?
Oh, they were awful.
What Andrew's doing and what he has on the top of his helmet is called the Draggy, and that is the satellite GPS system that we use to get the most accurate speed data possible, because you can't always rely on these speedometers on these things.
You can never rely on them.
You know, compared to some of the other flagship scooters that we've seen, this is a nice tapered and controlled acceleration. It's not uncontrolled, super torquey. Depends on what you want. And he has the P settings turned up all the way. How'd it go?
It is a lot more stable at higher speeds, so at least they fixed that issue. The blue one would shake like crazy. I was only able to get it up to 42 miles per hour on the display, but let's see what the Draggy said.
And the top speed on this is advertised as 45.
And I'm a heavier rider, 200 pounds, 210 with gear on. It's actually pretty accurate. It said 42 miles per hour on the display, and this says 41, so I give that an A. It was 0 to 10 miles per hour in 1.84 seconds, and 0 to 40 in 15.12 seconds. Hit 41 miles per hour in 18.07 seconds. So pretty much when it hits 40 miles per hour, it kind of hits a wall and will pick up a little bit extra speed. So it's not really hitting the advertised 45 miles per hour with my weight. I still don't love the steering on this scooter, but I do love that it's nice and tight, so that helps prevent overcorrecting at high speeds.
At our next stop, we're gonna talk about the biggest problem we see with Varla scooters. We're gonna switch it up here. Andrew's gonna go on the electric unicycle, provided to us by EVs. Thank you, EVs, for your support. Oh yeah, you gotta remember, they swapped the left and right for the front and rear brakes on you. The brakes work well, but you gotta remember that, otherwise you're going over the handlebars. If you rely on just the rear brakes and you're gonna mash down on those and they end up being your front brakes, that could be disastrous. At high speeds, at top speed, you know, I'm going full throttle. It feels stable. I don't feel that wobbliness at top speed. So I'm impressed there. The thing that I like most about these scooters is the tapered controlled acceleration curve. So I've had my taste of the red pill, and you know what? It's a fine scooter. I like it. It's much better than the blue pill. Blue pill is no-go in my book, but I think the red pill, with the changes that they've done to the design and some of the upgrades that they've done, I think this is a decent product. So let's summarize and talk about the things that we don't like about this scooter, including the most glaring problem with Varla scooters.
The fender, it did get bent in shipping, so I think it would be better that they ship this separate. It probably did cause the rubbing of the brake as well. The acceleration curve for me is a little too slow. For how big the motor is and being a 60-volt scooter, you would think this would have a little bit more punch to it. The biggest issue, I'm always following the Varla Facebook group, and I see people constantly complaining about service. They say they'll wait 2 to 3 months to get parts serviced. That's just not acceptable. Varla, please step up your service.
If a company doesn't honor their warranty, if they're slow with customer service, if they're slow with shipping parts, that's just a huge bummer. While we ride, we're going to talk about the things that we love about the scooter.
Burnt rubber on that one.
All right, Andrew, let's talk about the things that you love about this scooter.
I love how nimble this is for an 11-inch tire scooter. It's easy to lift, it's light on the feet, and you can ride over these bumps on here pretty easily and do little wheelies off of them. The other thing is the display is really nice. It has an NFC card reader, so you can use your phone to unlock it. The aesthetics are really beautiful on the scooter. I really like the red one over the blue one. I do like that they've implemented Zoom hydraulic brakes on this, because mechanical disc brakes, they're great, but they just take a ton of adjusting. 2 charge ports is always nice in case you ever blow one or want to get a second charger to fast charge it. And the light works really well. The light doesn't move on you. It's pretty bright at nighttime and has a really decent throw.
In conclusion, the Varla Eagle One Pro is a budget flagship scooter, and they made some big adjustments. Now, I think this is a decent scooter. It's a decent budget flagship scooter. Okay, we came back from our ride. We put the two scooters side by side, the red and the blue. We've been measuring, we've been looking at angles, and you know what? They're actually very similar. The rake and trail has not changed very much from one scooter to the other. So I'm thinking one of two things happened here. Either they made some changes and they're so small we can't tell with our ruler and eye the difference, but it was enough that you could feel a difference. And then the other option is the whole design is the same. They just tighten some stuff up and now it just feels better. I'm not sure why there's less wobble.
I think it's probably the suspension coil. They've probably tightened down on the resistance. So you can tighten down the top of that to make it have less spring action. And that's probably what they did to stabilize it at higher speeds.
In the end, we don't know. We're just hypothesizing. So Andrew has his theories, I have my theories. All we know is the red is better than the blue. Thanks for watching, and when you guys ride, wear your safety gear.